The first step in recording a telephone interview in one of the audio labs is to check every component that you're going to need to do this interview. You need headphones, you need to check the levels on your audio mixing board, and you need to check that your computer is on and a session, either multi-track or preferably an edit session of Audition, is ready to go. So before you even make the call, check your headphones. You're going to check your headphone levels by turning the microphone on, and then the headphone adjustment level is the button that's seen here, and it says phones. The second thing is to check that your microphone is on, that your telephone is on, and the pot or slider is up, and that your master control sliders are up. One of the other checks you want to do before you start recording is looking at the microphone. You want to take that windsock off and make sure that the pattern that you're recording in is a cardioid or the heart-shaped pattern. We don't want to be picking up sound from the whole microphone. In the cardioid pattern, there's no pickup at the back and only pickup in this part of the microphone. So you always want to make sure you're recording in the cardioid pattern. The other thing to remember is that you want to work the microphone as closely as possible. It's called the proximity effect. The closer you can work to the microphone, the better the interviewee will be able to hear you and the fuller your sound will be. The further you back away from the microphone, the more noise you're going to pick up from not only the audio booth, but the noise happening in the audio lab. So try to find a level that you're comfortable with working the microphone, maybe 3 inches, 4 inches away. Should be just put your fingers in front of your mouth and try to work the microphone as close as you can. You'll get a nicer sound, a fuller sound, and the interviewee on the other end of the phone will be able to hear you clearly. The only button you need to touch in the upper section of the audio mixer is the orange button directly above the microphone fader, or pot as it's known in the radio industry. This orange button controls the level of audio heading back down the phone line to the interviewee. If the interviewee can't hear you clearly, you might have to turn that up by just a bit. So this is the level of your microphone, this is the level of audio from the telephone, and the master control probably should be set pretty well where it is. So the next thing you're going to do the telephone interview, you're going to pick up the handset and make the call. It's 9 to get out for local calls and 8-1 for long distance. The first thing you're going to do is tell them that they're going to hear a slight click, and then you're going to engage the digital hybrid by pressing the call button. You can then hang up the headset. The call has been engaged. Put your headphones on, and the audio is now moving from the phone through the digital hybrid and into your audio board, and from the audio board it's going to go into Adobe Audition. Begin recording by hitting the record button, turn your microphone on, and check the level of your interviewee. The buttons that turn the channel on and off or mute the channel are this button here. So if that mute is on, that audio channel is not going to be active. If the button is depressed, you're going to mute that channel. So the first thing we're going to do is ask our interviewee, can they give us a bit of a level check? And again, you're going to adjust your phone level here so you're getting a decent level on your screen. Again, the ideal peak for audio in Adobe Audition is between -6 and -3. Check your audio level, and then you're ready to begin your interview. Once you've completed your interview, thank your interviewee, and then you're going to drop the call. You're going to end the session, and by doing that, we're going to hit drop on the digital hybrid. Stop your session of Adobe Audition, and the first thing you're going to do is save the audio file as a WAV or MP3, preferably an MP3, and there you go. And once you've saved it, then you can begin editing for broadcast.